What's up? Welcome to Value Raws. Currently live in the car driving to a next meeting, another 1.5 hours, and I came up with a good idea which I want to talk about since a long time, and I wanted to record for you guys, for the community. And that is, I get the question a lot, especially from people outside of our community, on site of the business, people that don't really know me yet, but they kind of see my lifestyle, they see where I travel to, what I do, the cars, like everything, right? And what I always get from them is, look, Miguel, if you would start from zero, like imagine you would lose everything, what would you do? What would be your steps, right? And I guess people want to know that, obviously, because for them it's like, okay, Miguel is doing this already, blah blah. Where most people don't even understand that they can join the community. I lead the largest trading community in Europe, which is combined with an online business. So we teach online business building methods where you can increase your cash flow and build up a cash flow as a side hustle or as a main business or main income. At the same time, we teach you how to trade and invest so you can use that money to make more money. So basically the smartest business in the universe. That's why we are the largest community in Europe. But people don't understand that, people don't grasp it. Now you know it, but what people don't understand is that they can join that, right? But let's just answer the question, because I think for many people that is very interesting. What would I do if I would lose everything? So what I would do, and even erase my memory, okay? Like erasing my memory, I start from zero. I can just take you through what I did anyways. And that is, I, as a young guy, started to really resent that my family, my mother, my sister and I, my mom, a single mom with 3 jobs, struggling at the end of the month. We always had more days left and too little money. So there was always a struggle. So me growing up as a teenage boy, I really started to resent us not having the power to sustain ourselves, us not having enough money. So I started to research and I started to dedicate myself, because what I had when I was young is time. I didn't have money. I wasn't really resourceful, but I had time. So what I started to do is like, look, there's rich people and there's poor people. What do I want to be? So number one, you need to ask yourself the question, do you want to be the sheep or do you want to be the wolf? Do you want to be the man that lives by the rules, or do you want to be the man that creates his own rules? And I decided very young, as a teenager, that I want to have money. That's the very first thing you need to do. Very first thing is you need to decide. Some people don't want it. I do not understand why. I don't understand how. I don't know what is happening with them. But some people just don't want it. They say, look, I don't want to have money. Money is bad. People that have money are assholes, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Maybe that's the wrong programming. Because I truly believe that you should focus on abundance, okay? But number one, decide. Do you want to be the sheep? Do you want to be the wolf? I understood. I want to be the fucking wolf. I want to be the alpha wolf, right? So seeing and understanding and seeking out for myself that I want to be the alpha wolf that has money, that lives in abundance, that has everything in abundance, right? I needed to research and understand what is the difference in between poor and rich. So what is the difference in between a poor sheep and a rich wolf? So I started to do what? Research and analyze rich people. I started to buy books about money, such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Millionaire Mindset, The Secret, Master Key System, Ken Honda Money, and all of these books about money, right? And I started to research and really, like, especially focused on details, see what is the difference in between poor and rich people. And I seeked out one thing, and even through all the books, it was more like an own experience that I did when I was invited by my uncle to come visit him in Cape Town. You need to understand that I'm half Portuguese, half German. My Portuguese family always lived in Africa. I myself was born in Africa, Namibia. When the civil war, like the guerrilla wars, took our business, my mom and my dad separated. My mom went to Germany, where she originally comes from, into a small underground flat black gray apartment, basically, and that's where we started, right? I was 5-6 years old, my sister 2 years old, my mom back to business, back to jobs, right? Struggling. Her sister's taking care of us, and all the bullshit with the government and the support and all of these things. My mom fell into deep depression. But to come back to the point why I'm telling you this is that my uncle is the only multi, I don't know how much he has, but definitely a lot of money, right? He's the only one in our family that has a lot of money. He's also the one that always took care of his mama, my grandma, and the family, and in general, right? He's always the one that invests into the businesses of the family. So very wealthy gentleman, right? my uncle, and he invited us to come see him into Cape Town. I was 18, 19 at that time, just doing high school, finishing off in a year. And I visited him, and I still remember he had a penthouse in the Black Orange Hotel in Cape Town, in the middle of Cape Town. Beautiful, right? So you sit there, it's a big table. On the right side, you see the whole Table Mountain. His penthouse is worth $1 million. And next to this penthouse, there's another one which is worth another $1 million. There's another one next to that, which is again worth $1 million. And all three of them are his. In the one I stayed with my sister, in the other one we visited him for lunch at that time, right? So I sit there. He sits the direct opposite of me. My sister to my right. I look to the right side. I see the Table Mountain. Insane table. I've never seen such a large table in my life. And I started to talk with him a little bit, like, how is it going and what are you doing? And then you need to understand that we haven't seen us in like or didn't met in many years, okay? So that's the first time I see him when I'm an adult, more or less, right? With 18, you're not really an adult. But I was already about business. I was already researching about network marketing. I was already getting started into the business. Didn't really figure out what to do really. I didn't really know if I should do it or not. And I still remember I asked him how, because my only question to come see in Cape Town for me was, how did he become wealthy and successful? So I still remember we sit there, ask him like, how did you become successful? And then his wife, basically, right, my aunt, puts his right hand on his right shoulder and stands behind him. Because my uncle is very slow, very slow in terms of how, like, successful people that know what they're about, people that carry themselves different, they don't answer fast, right? They take time. So he's thinking and looking at me, and he's like, why is this little motherfucker asking me this question, right? So she comes in and says, because he never stopped. That's what she said. I'm like, okay, amazing. His wife said, my aunt, because he never stopped, okay? Because he built an empire, very big. He at one point owned the whole fort and Range Rover and Jaguar in South Africa, and he has like a horse range where he imports horses from Portugal and breeds them, and like, you cannot imagine, right? And the second thing when he said, or basically the second thing that happens when he starts to talk, and he said, look, Miguel, every day, and I didn't understand it. I did not understand it for years. But he said, look, every day, Miguel, people take decisions. And after they took the decision, they reminisce about the decision that they took, because they think, look, it was a bad decision or whatsoever. But what they need to understand is that people take decisions based on the information they have today, right now. So if I have to take a decision right now, or you, then you will do that based on the information that you acquired over the last 27 years. I'm 27 years old, okay? Whatever age you are, 18, 19, 25, 35, okay? And you will take decisions based on this information. So what people need to understand is that when they take decisions, they don't need to reminisce about anything, because they did the best to their ability, and that's it. And I didn't understand it. And you may say, look, I also don't understand it. And it took me a long time to understand what he said, because my question was, how did you become successful? And now he teaches me about people reminiscing about decisions based on the information. And what I took from that is my own sentence that became the mission statement for my community, the largest trading community in Europe, is information changes situation. It is true. He taught me, not directly, but I figured out what he meant. And that is that the information that you acquire, the information that you get fed from TV, social media, government, schooling, society, teachers, parents, all of this information is what you will act upon. You are the definition of the information of what you consume, right? And we know that. We know that to be true. In any sense, if you eat shit food, you're gonna feel shit. It's just what it is, right? And it's the same with information. So the one thing you need to do, and that's what I would do, and that's why I'm telling you this long story, and that's point number 2, is acquire the right information, right? I would look for the right information. And where do you get right information? From mentors, from people that are where you want to be. So another thing that I would do is never listen to people that are not where you want to be, right? If you talk to your broke friends about a business opportunity, they say, no, don't do it, it's illegal, blah, blah. Then obviously listen to them, but don't take it too serious, because they don't have the success that you want to have. So you need to listen to people you need to listen to people that are where you want to go, where you want to be, right? So information, you need to get the right information. So I would plug into a community. I would do the same thing as I did. I would find a mentor, as I did in the past. I would let him teach me. I would be humble. I would be listening to him. I wouldn't be having an ego. And I would try to spend as much time as possible around him and around successful people as possible, and show him every day, my mentor or your mentor, show him every day that you really want this. And that if he or she pours into you, the mentor pours into you, into the mentee, you are the mentee, that it will make sense. Because what I will always do is I will always take time and pour into people that I think really, really want this and really have potential. So get a mentor and understand that you need the right information. Where do you get the right information nowadays? So we have a lot of business opportunities, because the very first thing that we need to focus on is financial freedom, okay? You can call it financial freedom, geographical freedom, and time freedom. These are the three major goals of everyone. Should be the major goal of everyone in life. Becoming financially free, then geographically free, and then time free. Most people don't even make it to financially free. Another thing that is very important is money muscle game. First you focus on the money. Once money is figured out, you can focus on muscle, which means your muscle spiritually and your muscle physically. And then game is perfectioning it, right? Game is like having a character in a video game that you're just perfectioning. So money muscle game, MMG, that's the letter that you focus on. You know, that these are the steps. First on money. Don't focus on game first. Don't focus on muscle first. Focus on financial, like obviously go to the gym 1 or twice if that helps you. But don't be the person that, you know, spends 5-6 days out of a week, 2 or 3 hours in the gym, and then is broke. Because it is like, yes, you can have a good body, but if you're broke, you're broke. Yes, you can be like a person with charisma, but you're broke, right? So you need to figure out money first. That's the fundament for everything. So I would focus on that. So what can you do? Now, there are many opportunities nowadays, but there's truly only a couple of them, a handful of opportunities that will lead directly into financial, geographical, and time freedom. Look, you can have a good sales job, will lead maybe into financial abundance, but not freedom, because you are getting paid from a person that decides if you get paid tomorrow or not. It's a corporation, right? So you're not financially free. You can say, look, let's focus on geographical freedom, okay? You will not get geographical freedom most likely with a job, because you will have your customers in a country, right? And I don't think that your boss will be happy if you say, look, I'm gonna go Maldives or Dubai for 2 years and continue to work. He's like, bro, what the fuck? So that doesn't really work. And time freedom also very difficult, right? Nowadays jobs are getting easier, all of this desk work from home, all of these things help. But look, you still are binded on time. You still need to wake up and be there in the office, or like be physically at home, available at 8 a.m. until, I don't know, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., because these are the normal working hours, okay? So understand that most of the things that society propagates or media propagates, which means success, rappers, singers, athletes, football, whatever, all of them are maybe financially free. They make a lot of money. Financially free for them would mean like they make so much money that they cannot spend it, but most of the time it's the opposite. They all waste their money, right? Most people end up broke after their career because they never learned about money and trading and investing, and they cannot trust anyone, because who do you trust with money? Very difficult, right? But then they go and say, look, I'm financially free, but I am not time free, I'm not geographical free. So most opportunities that are sold to you through courses, social media, whatever, they will lead to financial freedom, maybe, but not geographical and time freedom. So there's basically only a couple of things you can do. Either, number one, you can do job servicing, which Iman promotes a lot, which I think is very good. But it's very difficult because I think the market is very saturated, and I don't see how you're using leverage. What do I mean by that? Job servicing means you get a client, a business, and you outsource the marketing to, let's say, people from Fiverr. Maybe you have your own team. Maybe you outsource this into East Europe, into India, into the Asian countries where people are very cheap, but they do a good job. And the money in between is your cut. So let's say you get a retainer for 10K, means they pay you 10K a month, which is not easy to get, but let's say you get that. So now you provide social media services for companies, and instead of doing it yourself, you just hire people for, let's say, $5,000 a team on this project. They will do it, you pay them $5,000 and you make a cut of $5,000. Now you can obviously leverage that or increase that and have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 customers. But leverage truly means that in our business, for example, and that is why network marketing is the best. And then you have Airbnb businesses, which is a lot of struggle and a lot of a lot of politics and a lot of papers and bullshit and people fucking up the home, and then you need to fix it, and then they like piss because the Wi-Fi doesn't work, and then they break the fucking, I don't know. I've slept in so many Airbnbs and it's always a hassle, right? So yes, maybe it makes you a lot of money, but it's a shit business, you know? It's just like not a model, like it doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but like, you know what I mean? Like if I compare it to what truly is good and we're going to talk about, then we still have drop shipping, e-commerce, also sick, because then you can leverage, you can have an online shop and people buy from you, and you can build more brands and make money, but then also taxes suck a lot, and you need to register taxes everywhere. So it's also a business that became very, I mean, I did e-commerce and especially drop shipping, I'm still doing it, and it's pretty sick, don't get me wrong. But also like you need to get inventory most likely, a lot of costs. And let's say, you know, you're not legally protected. Let's say you buy a product and you ship it from China to your customer in America. Maybe it's a digital product, maybe it's like, not a digital product, sorry, I mean maybe it's like an electronical good or whatever, and then it fucking blows up, and then you have to like be liable for, like, there's so much that can go wrong. Like, I'm not talking bad about it, I'm not trying to find points to talk it out of you, but there are better ways, right? And the best way is multi-level marketing and network marketing, because you have the true leverage. Because in network marketing, you have a business model where you acquire people, you teach them, you build them up, their potential and their personality. So they build communities, and every time in this community there's a purchase made or a monthly subscription paid, you will get a percentage on that. You will get a cut on that. Now, leverage means you sign up Joe signs up, I don't know, Johnny. Sorry for that, that's because of the flash cameras here. We have a lot of them in Germany. So Johnny signs up Joe, and Joe signs up a team in China, and this Chinese team has 100 people, and these 100 people pay a monthly subscription of $175, then you will always get a cut on that. And let's say the Chinese team then evolves into a Japanese team, and then into an Indonesian team, and then into an Australian team. All of these teams will be in your team. And the only cost that you have is your auto ship, which in iGenius is $175, and that's it, right? So that for me is the most insane business ever, because first of all, it leads you to financial freedom. You have leverage, you have a very low entry fee. You can start as low as $99. The highest that we have, and that's what I recommend, is $1,499, that's it. I have a business that makes me 7 figures and more, and all I pay is $175. Same time, I need to travel. I don't need to, but I travel a lot because that's where my teams are. So you're geographically free and time free, because I can work whenever I want, because you have teams in different countries, in different time zones, and you can schedule the day how you want. Obviously, there's work to do, right? And sometimes I will have to wake up a little bit earlier because we have a team in Australia that is having a team call, but still I can really figure out my time. I can tell my leaders, look, now I'm on a tour, I'm on the weekend meeting people, I don't have time right now, and that's okay. Obviously, that's not from the beginning. You won't be obviously geographically, time and financially free from day one. But there's only this business, because I ask you, what else is there? What would you really do? And I ask myself the question. That's why I'm basically teaching you this, because I'm really asking myself the question, what would I do? And there's nothing really I can do besides doing courses. But what do you want to teach? Do you want to be another idiot that teaches things that he doesn't even know about, just to make a course? And obviously there's a lot of validity in courses, because there are some very good people that can teach you different tasks, and they can teach you different things, and these are the two things, and that's what I do. It's content creation, it's courses, teaching people, giving people, sharing people your experience, the blood, sweat and tears, the key nuggets, which I do with ICS, where you can learn how to build this business. You learn all of my nuggets in 15 videos, 3 chapters, and it's going to be an evolving platform. It's going to be my school for people, my school of life, and I'm going to add a lot of stuff. But at the same time, network marketing, so you need to start somewhere, and obviously most likely if you are just a normal dude or girl, then you don't have value right now. You cannot provide value, so you need to become valuable. How do you become valuable? Not by reading books, but especially by traveling, building businesses, experiencing hardships, ups and downs, leading people, traveling through the world, different cultures, facing different issues and difficulties, on building teams and communities, and doing the sales and operations and events and meetups and community meetups and trading events and teachings and all of these things, right? That's what you learn. Once you learn that, you will find key moments. In these key moments, you can share and educate. So I would do the very same thing I did. Number one, ask yourself the question, what do you want to be, a sheep or a wolf? Number 2, get the right information. Number 3, get a mentorship. Number 4, join network marketing, become a valuable person, and then sell your insights, sell your information to people that want to become successful, so they can even become more successful in the same ecosystem. Because everything I do has one purpose, and that is pushing the Trading People revolution to the largest community in the world about cash flow business, finance, investing, trading, personal development, and community. Because we all need community. Because once AI is done with taking over the world, there's only one thing an AI cannot do, and that is building communities and getting people together and let people feel real emotions and let people feel the real energy and being there in person. That's what an AI cannot do. And that's why also network marketing is the safest job, because an AI can easily replace you in building online businesses, an AI can easily replace you in building e-commerce, an AI can easily basically do everything but not what I just told you, and that is community. So if you have understood what I just said, then you need to understand that you need to find a business that makes you instantly, not instantly in terms of time, because that doesn't work, but if the outcome of you becoming successful in this very business, it needs to make you financially, geographically, and time free, and it needs to be AI replaced approved. AI needs to be out of the business. See, I can use AI, and I use AI nowadays for my business. In trading, we use AI software. I use ChatGPT for a lot of tasks. My emails, newsletter, employee uses that, right? My team, they all use AI. For video cutting and all of these things, they use AI. But what someone cannot do is build communities, and AI will never be able to build communities and being human, right? Obviously, they will probably be getting very near to that in the near future, in the next 10, 20 years, but it still will not be the same. And community building is true freedom. Community building is the only thing that's going to set you apart and is going to be setting you apart from the matrix. And it's going to be the only way how you can financially survive in the future, because AI is just going to take over. And it doesn't matter what you job and whatever you do, and AI will replace it, because if there's no human factor in it, then AI will just do it. And our biggest success comes from community. So with that being said, these are the steps and the key nuggets. And what I would do if I would start from zero today, I would ask myself the question, what do I want? Where do I want to go? This is the most, you need to be determined. Then I would find a mentor, the right information, obviously, and ask myself the question, if I do this, if I follow this business right now, because maybe you're watching this and you look, Miguel, I'm very happy, I make good money, but again, does it make you financially, geographically, and time free? What if there's another C19 that comes and wipes away your business? What are you gonna do? Let's say there's another pandemic, whatever coming. What if AI just does it better and faster than you? Because there's no human factor, because they don't need you. What are you gonna do? What is your company gonna do? So building a community right now means joining a community, becoming valuable through the information that is taught in the community about trading, investing, building cash flows, mindset, and giving this wisdom and this knowledge to other people to then build your own community around you is the only thing that's going to make you financially free. And you can compare it to any business out there that makes you financially, geographic, and time free. So applies our filter, because all the other businesses I'm not interested. I'm not interested in building a business where I make shit tons of money, but the only time that I have to drive my Porsche that I just bought, the GT3, because I make so much money in my business, is from home to work and work to home, and there's no other time that I have, because I'm slaving away as a self-employed person. And self-employed already says that self-employed is like you're gonna be employed basically all the time. It's just like a better way of employment, but you are still, at the end of the day working so much. So with that being said, guys, take action today, build your own community. If you need guidance with that, I'm here to help you. Hopefully see you in the next one. This was a raw value nugget video answering the question finally, what would Miguel do if he would have started from zero today? That's what I would do. If you need a mentor, if you need a community, we are here for you. And yeah, see you inside of the community. Let's build your community. Let's make you a valuable person. Let's teach you how to become a leader, because we have way too many followers and way too little leaders. We need more leaders, and that is my vision, my mission. See you on the other side where the wolves are. Let's get it.